All right, so I'm going to go ahead and teach you guys how to pull comps the way that I pull comps. And I'm going to go ahead and use my house, my own personal home, as an example. So the first thing you're going to do is go to tax records, hit tax search. You can pull it by owner's name or first name, but obviously I know what my address is, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in. You'll see down here there's one match. Hit results. And then you're going to hit this property ID here, which is going to take you to the tax records. When you go to print it, it's going to look very, very, very different than this, but we're going to go to tax one page, and we're going to go ahead and print that, which I already did, so you'll print it. Then once you're there, you're going to come up here to search, and then go to residential. And then what you're going to do is mark the active, the coming soons, under contract show, contingent on sale, under contract no show, and sold in the last 6 months. It is a single family home. You're also going to take into consideration what the building description is. So my home's a 2-story. I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm going to come up here to approximate living area. So you could see on the tax records that my home is 3762 square feet. I normally pull within 15% of the square footage. So I would do round about, 3195 to 4330. Okay. So you can see that the matches came down here as 937. Then what I like to do is I like to come up here and go to the map. And then I like to type in the physical address. And then ultimately you can kind of see where it is on the map. So when you come out here, you can see there's nothing for sale, nothing that has sold, under contract, nothing within my neighborhood that matches that same specific criteria. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a radius of a mile, no more than a mile. And ultimately, I'm going to come over here and be like, okay, are these homes going to be pretty comparable to mine? I can tell you that most of them are. These ones are not comparable here. They're in a completely different community. You can see this one here is listed at $1 million. I wish my house was worth $1 million, but it's not. So these homes here are ones that I'm not going to take into consideration with my comps, okay? This one over here is going to be the same. This is in a completely different type of home than what my home is, okay? So what I'll probably do is come up here. I'll draw maybe a polygon in order to cut out some of these homes. So I'm gonna come here, come around here. I'm gonna cut this one off because again, I know that it's not gonna be part of my community, or not my community, but it's not gonna be even remotely close to what my house is. And then I'm going to cut it off here at Pecos Bridge as well, because again, those homes are not like mine. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to delete the circle. So again, it's going to give me all these. So I'm going to go to results. You can see that I have about 12 properties that are pretty comparable to mine. My home does not have an in-ground pool, so we'll need to obviously tick off for that. I also do not have a spa, so we're going to tick off for that here as well as here. My home also was built in 1998, so that's another thing we want to pay attention to. So most likely I'm not going to end up using this comp here, and I'm not going to use this comp here that's built in 2013. So I'm going to get rid of those two. I typically like to go within 5 years of when the home was built. And again, mine was built in 1998. These ones are just much newer. if we're stretching, like I have no other comps, then I would probably still utilize those comps, but again, not really need to. I'm going to go ahead and refine it. So I'm going to narrow it, which essentially gets rid of the ones that I don't have check boxes on. Okay. So again, look at the map. This is what we've got here. My home's right here. No, I lied, right here. So we're looking good. So at this point, what I do is I come over here and I actually end up saving this particular one as a PDF. So I just save it as an agent single line. You can add header and footer depending on what you're using it for. If it's for clients, I always add the header and footer. If I'm not using it for clients and it's just for myself, I normally will just leave it as it sits in black and white. So you're going to go ahead and print those and then go back to results. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to come to quick CMA. So I really like the way that this is. This will actually tell you days on market. It will also tell you what the average price per square foot, when it's listed, what it's sold, etc. So I like to come down here. I print this out as well. And then what I like to do is come down here and look at the listings that have sold. So 3 of them do have pools. So again, we'll want to take those into consideration when we're doing comps. But on average price per square foot, which is where we're going to look here, average price per square feet here in this whole section. On the low side, we're looking at $191.01 per square foot. You can take the median or average number, whichever you want to do. I'm going to do the average, so $205.77 a square foot. And then the highest one that sold is $224.87 a square foot. So what I then do is I'm going to take the low number, which is 191.01, and I'm going to times the square footage, which is 3762. So on the low side, my home is worth $718,579. On the median, you're looking at the average $205.77 a square foot times 3762. You're going to get $774,106. On the high side, which is $224.87 times 3762, you're looking at $845,960. Okay. Again, you really also want to take into consideration whether or not the property has a pool, because some of these ones may have pools that just look absolutely incredible. So I also like to look at some photos. This home is really nice. It's got some good flooring, some really nice upgrades. I would even say that this home looks better than my home does. And what you really, really want to try to get to again is the backyard. Sorry, I'm going through this a little fast. So pool's nice. I mean, it's nothing that's like super crazy, exotic, like luxurious looking, but the backyard's nice. I would definitely say it's nicer than mine. I don't have a built-in barbecue and I don't have a pool and spa. So again, those are things you're going to want to take into consideration. Same thing here. This one I know specifically is in the corner of my in-laws neighborhood because this is my son's school back here. But again, this backyard is much larger, much nicer than mine. So again, I probably wouldn't necessarily use that as a comparable either. Let's look at this Carolina blue. I'm just going to go straight to the backyard photos, hopefully here. Okay, so yeah, not really anything special as far as the pool goes, but again, it still does have a pool. So again, you want to take that into consideration. And they have a nice little built-in barbecue area that's covered. Not super upgraded. Looks a lot like my floor plan. Yeah, it looks a lot like my floor plan. But anyway, so with that being said, again, you could go based off of, you know, price per square foot, and then, you know, go ahead and take away for the pools, or you could also run comps without the pools. So if I got rid of those and I go back to quick CMA, let's see what these price per square foot for solds is going to give me. So it's a little bit lower. So you're looking at, again, 191.01. So that one doesn't change, but then you're looking on average at $200.50. Where did I see that? $200.57 a square foot. And then on the high side, you're looking at $210.13 a square foot, which is where I got these numbers here. So if I times 257 times 3762, we're looking at 754,544 on average. And then for the lower, or for the max amount, you're looking at 210.13 a square foot times 3762. So you're looking at 790,509. So again, what you're going to do ultimately is you're going to check out the person's home and the condition and upgrades, etc., and compare it to the properties that we pulled here. And then essentially that's how you're going to end up coming up with a price for the most part. So yeah, on to the next.